Mourning is something you do so faith is trust. So despite what's going on around me, I still trust in God. Even though it seems like God's forsaken me or forsaken us, I still trust in God. Like, I'm going to choose to have faith, right? And it's not how much of it you have, it's the presence of it that matters. We get caught up in this idea of like wanting to feel like we have a lot of faith. And it's like, it's not having a lot. It's like at the end of the day with your last gasp that you still go, yet I'll trust in you, God, you know? Or the guy that Jesus says, do you believe I can heal your daughter? Not really, but I kind of do, you know, like it's, you know, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, right? It can rearrange the landscape. It can move mountains. So it's not how much of it, it's the presence of it that really matters. And so that's faith. Mourning is, there's a loss that happens as a part of the course of life. Somebody dies, it's not the way it ought to be, and you mourn it with the idea that you're going through a process of grief, and you're going to eventually come out the other side because you've mourned the loss of this thing. It's one kind of particular thing. Someone dies unexpectedly, someone dies that you love, you mourn that, and there's a season of mourning, and then, you know, eventually you try to come out of that season of mourning, right? Lament is a spiritual posture. It's a spiritual posture of, in poetry or song, pouring out the exasperation and the pain of life. Now, that a lament could be written during your period of mourning, or it could be written just as a course or a part of life that, man, what is going on in the world and the fact that it's going to probably go on for quite some time, like, I'm lamenting this. I'm lamenting that it seems like everyone I trust turns on me. And, you know, it's eventually all my friends become enemies. Like, God, why? Why was I even born? Why did I even try? Like, and you lament. Or a community, and that's the other thing that's fascinating about laments, is they're either individual or communal, or a community of people like the Israelites in slavery in Egypt, or enslaved Africans in America, as a community regularly lamenting as a part of their spiritual practice or discipline. And it's a posture, a spiritual posture of bringing all of that angst and all of that pain and all of that grief to God. And it can have an end, but what we see in Scripture that it often is unbounded. It's basically that posture is going to remain probably until God delivers you or delivers that community and sets them free. And so it's really saying, rather than celebrating what doesn't, you know, what's circumstances that don't exist, I'm lamenting the circumstances that do, and directing that towards God. So maybe that helps a little bit.